Hello and welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing Blue-White Auras. It's a pretty well established deck, so I'm just going to do a quick deck tech on it. On the low end, we have some cheap enchantments and some evasive threats and protection creatures. We have Owl and Selfless Savior, which will help keep our creatures alive. We have Mist-Cloaked Herald, which is a very good evasive threat as a 1-drop. Curious Obsession is good for card draw, and it also gives you a slight pump. Sentinel's Eyes gives you Vigilance, which is really good if you can get a big enough creature, especially if you can get it lifelink. The Blessing serves as a protection spell and can also be a pump spell if you need to get an extra 2 damage in. Kor Spiritdancer is a good card draw engine and can get very, very big if you can drop a couple of auras on it, or you can leave it on the side and enchant your other creatures, and then she's just basically giving you card draw. Then they'll have to choose between either removing the really, really large creature or getting rid of her so that you can stop drawing cards. Staggering Insight is one of the best enchantments in the deck. It gives your creature a power and toughness boost, lifelink, and card draw if they deal damage to an opponent. This, once it drops, you have to protect the creature it's on because this will just carry you through the game. Aether Tunnel is a really good enchantment to throw on Spiritdancer because then it makes her evasive. As a backup, you also have Arcane Flight, which can also make her evasive. Once one of these are on her, she can just swing for lethal on her own, and all the glitters just will get you some extra value off all the enchantments that you're dropping. In the sideboard, we have Light of Hope, which is good for removing enchantments, gaining you some life, or just putting a counter on your creature just in case you need it. Spells Pierce in case you're in a control matchup and you need to be able to counter a raft spell or something else like that, or some spot removal. Grafdigger's Cage is good against goblins or other decks that are just playing cards off the top of their deck. Baffling End is good low-level removal. Typically the decks you play it against, you don't have to worry about the other side of it of giving them a dinosaur, so you just drop this, remove their threat, and then by the time they can get rid of it, if they can, you've already won the game. Hushbringer is also very, very good against goblins. It turns off all their enter the battlefield abilities, so once this is in play, you just have to protect it, and more or less you can just win the game from here. So let's get into our games. Okay, looks like we're on the play here. This hand looks good. I'm going to start with the Herald. And we'll see what our opponent's on. Okay, might be Gruul. Yeah, I think we're going to put down the Spiritdancer. I'd like to give him a second target just in case he decides to stomp us. Oh, good. He's tapping out here. We can dump a bunch of auras on our guys now. Yeah. Now we have protection. And now we have 2 evasive threats. And apparently that was too much for our opponent. Probably going to want to bring in some removal for this game. Probably go down on some of our card draw effects. They won't be as necessary. I think Curious Obsession is the weakest of the bunch. And we'll drop some of the unblockable. That should be good. We're a little light on protection, but I think we can get there with this hand. Oh, excellent. Start with a Merfolk. think we'll run back our previous plan. So now he has 2 targets to deal with. And if he taps out again, which he did, we can just dump some auras on our guys now. Of course I'd like to draw a card. I'm pretty sure this lifelink is going to put us so far ahead we don't have to worry about anything. If we could just snatch Vigilance now, that'll just seal the deal. Go to assume he has an Embercleave here. We're going to make this block, that way he has to choose whether he's going to drop the cleave on the 5/5 or the 3/3. Doing a quick math, yeah. And there it is. And he chose the 5/5. Now we can Baffling End his guy. Nope. Drop another blocker if we want. Nice healthy 15. If he swings out here, he's only going to be doing 11 damage if he drops that on the goblin. And we can just block one of the 1/1s if we want to. That doesn't matter. Okay, let's go to the next game. Oh, we're lucky enough to be on the play again. This is a bit of a risky keep. I hate being, just having the Selfless Savior or Owl as my only creature. They're not evasive, they don't get much bigger, but when you have it... Okay, so this is either Ramp or Gruul again. Give him a second target. Now, this will allow us to protect our merfolk if we need to with the Selfless Savior. And we'll be able to drop some auras onto the merfolk. Yeah. We'll protect them. Hopefully we'll draw land here. It's a bit of a gamble, but we'll drop this. That'll get him out of Stomp territory. Then we can start gaining life and drawing some cards. Spellbreaker shouldn't be too much of a problem. We could drop Spiritdancer here so we can start drawing some cards as we drop our auras. We'll leave up the Blessing for protection. I'm not going to chance a block here. We're so far ahead, it's just not worth the gamble. Okay, now we have 2 unblockable creatures. One has vigilance. And we're at 25. We should be able to swing for lethal next turn. On a good day, they should only be able to do 15 damage to us, so more or less we should be safe. Okay. It would be safe to block here, but I don't think it's worth it. I just don't care. Swing with our unblockable creatures and pump them. Cool. Now we're going to sideboard here the same way we did before. Throw in some removal. Everything looks good. Wish I had one more land, but this should be good. Start with a merfolk. Oh, there's the land I wanted. Now I want this untapped. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to sequence everything to keep our guys safe. Because this guy did leave up Stomp mana unlike the previous opponent. So I guess we'll drop the Spiritdancer and bait it out. Nope, didn't take the bait. Oh, there it is. Now we're tapped out here, so if he has a second stomp, we're screwed. Doesn't look like he does. Ah, vigilance, that'll be nice. Yeah, I think I'll start with the vigilance. And then we can do this, that way we can leave up Blessing just in case. Now if he wants to swing into us, he's going to be swinging into a 3/3. There's the other half of the stomp. Yeah. Yep. Get our lifelink. Now, if he wants to swing into us, he's got to let us gain 4 life. Small correction, 5 life. Now, I will block the Pelt Collector, because if he has an Ember Cleave, I don't want him putting it onto the Giant. So, select our blocks. So if he drops the Ember, yeah. So I assume we'll put it on the Pelt Collector. Cool. And back to 19. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Not gonna bother dropping the tunnel. I don't really think we need it. And we'll get a blocker in play. This way he doesn't know if we have protection for our guy. Should be 16 damage. Don't have to block, but it really doesn't hurt too. We're gonna have lethal on our turn, and he has nothing to play. I mean, besides my flight spell. For all we know, he might need to have casted 20 blue spell, and I'd hate to take away that away from him. GG's. Okay, let's do one more game. Hand looks pretty good. Ooh, goblins. Oh. I'm gonna offer this trade. I actually think this puts him more behind than me. Plus we have the Spiritdancer as backup. Huh. Looks like someone didn't expect me to trade. I think I'm on the island here. We'll drop our Spiritdancer, and now start loading up the other one. Okay, if they can't get another land here, they're going to be in real trouble. Yep. Glad I made that trade. We're going to want some cages and some Hushbringers. I may want to throw in one Baffling End, too. I don't want to dilute the deck too much. I'm going to just decide what I want to take out. I don't think I really want those. Maybe some Selfless Saviors down. Yeah. Don't think I have to worry about making my guys unblockable. Now that I have the Hushbringer, she already comes pre-equipped with flying, so that's already an evasive threat. The tunnels become less useful. So throw one of those in, and it looks like 60. Looks like a plan. Ugh, this hand's bad. I can't risk that. Oh god, this hand's worse. Apparently we are going to keep a tap land and just gamble on Cage. Maybe we'll draw a land. No such luck. No bueno. Cage is not going to help against Cranko. Oh, got our second land. We still have a chance as long as he can't give the goblins he's generating haste. He can now give the goblins he's generating haste. I think this puts us a little too far behind. I think even if we pull lifelink off the top, we're still done. Yeah, we're done. Game 3. Don't think I really want to make any changes. Yep, this one looks good. We have Hushbringer. That'll turn off a lot of the goblins. So we'll play our Hallowed Fountain tapped. As long as Hushbringer can dodge removal, it should turn off a good majority of his deck. I'm just going to show him one blue source. That way, he's more likely to play the goblin that's on top of his deck. Try to take us off blue. Hushbringer doing work. Play an aura, draw a card. This is another blocker. So now we have the Blessing as a backup. We should be more or less fine here. Ooh, that'll be nice. We can drop that on the Herald and spread out our threats. Hushbringer continuing to do work. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Just about got a critical mask. Oh, yep, we'll protect our guy. GG's, opponent. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm probably going to try to ride this deck to Mythic, or at least through Diamond. We'll see how far I can get. I'll try to find something for you guys to watch in the meantime, but I think this deck has the legs to go somewhere. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye.